Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It's good to be with you, and I just want to say a very special, warm welcome, or at least a thanks to all the veterans. Today's Veterans Day in the United States, and I would say it's likely Armistice Day in the United Kingdom. Anyway, so a special thank you and honouring our veterans and taking time to honor all of the heroes that work tirelessly to serve mankind and people. Um, Thank you. I'm going to bring in the spirit for a chat with you this morning. So, eyes down, palms up. Take a breath in. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It is me, your friend, the Alchemist, and very special day for all of you today here in your area of the western part of the world. Let us not forget that this is a world, a planet, part of your solar system, part of the great way, includes all energies. And as you sift and sort and ponder and look at and say thanks for all of those who have served well and fought well and done their duty, it is also a time for all of you to perhaps think about adopting or further your spiritual connection, your spiritual awareness. It is rather difficult when faced with choices that are seemingly out of your control. It is rather difficult to keep your feet grounded and your mind and your thoughts lifted. It almost feels counterproductive. It is difficult to not allow the mind to race and the reactions to occur to news, situations, bothersome issues. But this indeed takes a practice, and it is not something that can come easily. To turn your heart, to turn your feelings, to turn to your spiritual self, that part of you that is non-physical, that part of you that connects with all that there is and all that you are, does take some practice. And even when, if you believe that the spirit that is you, that inhabits the body that grew into the magnificent human being that you are, even when this spirit came into this embodiment, into this life experience, into this time-space reality, there was a part of you that was a certain way, a part of you that looked for, sorted for, wanted, desired, and chose to expand. And indeed, part of the expansion involves remembering your spiritual roots and expanding upon them. There is a reason many of you are experiencing this transitional shifting on the levels that are occurring, and many will turn inward to their spiritual root, to the meditations, to the clean living, to the renewable energy, to the giving back to the Mother Earth, to the tuning into the higher vibrational energies, to the lifting beyond third dimension into fourth and fifth dimension. You have heard of this. You may not in your physical world be quite aware of what this is. And indeed, in the physical technological world, when your communication companies talk about 5 and G and 7 and G and 10 and G and on it goes, there are many who don't quite understand it, who aren't quite aware of it. But you see, the physical satellites that are not far above the Earth, scientists were given the gifts of being able to see that how there is a magnetic force field above the Earth through which you can quickly communicate. A place that wavelengths pop into and then pop down to. That this network of communication has been available for quite a number of decades. But before there was physical technology that operated your devices, that required no wires, that required no big pieces of equipment, you had telepathy. You still have telepathy. You had insight. You still have insight. You are born and hardwired with intuition. That has not gone away. These gifts, these extra senses, they are exactly the same as your physical senses. It requires lining up. It requires a belief. It requires an inner knowledge. And I suspect that all of you have been aware of these gifts, and you have simply pushed and shoved and made them mean something because that's what the human wants to do. In your human experience, you have wanted things to be a certain way and they're not a certain way. So therefore you discount it, discard it, or push it aside and say, well, there, no, that one, whatever the decision you've made, you have the choice. As opposed to saying, oh, perhaps that isn't quite there, but it's almost quite there. And this is the part of spiritual growth, the recognizing, the instant recognition that that which you are seeing and experience is an experience. You saw it, you got it, you experienced it. This is why many mystics, mediums, channelers have practiced the art of aligning their vibrational energies up with the vibrational energies that we are. Many have been successful in pushing forward with these thoughts and agendas, and many have been ridiculed and persecuted because of it. There is great fear in power, and this is what is occurring to you at this time. Powerful structures, powerful people, powerful organizations, power, that have lined up the vulnerable, that have lined up the insecure, that have lined up people to follow the power and keep them from seeing their own potential. This is where this new wave of awakening is occurring. And those who may not have considered a spiritual connection or a spiritual awakening or a spiritual understanding, whatever you want to call it, consciousness, have been shown a new way of communicating, different, instant. Think about it in the morning and it is so in the afternoon. Consider something and pop, here it is. Yes, indeed, You can go onto your devices and you can type in searches. And yes, indeed, the technology that has been provided to mankind is intelligent enough to go seek something for you and plop it into your inboxes and your technology. So here you are. This is what you were looking for. We found it. It's a bit like having those invisible shoppers. And it's quite amazing how many of you are aghast at how this happens. Some are even affronted, annoyed, frustrated. How dare they? Poking their nose into my business, listening to my conversations. Well, you are just getting started, my friends. The world of spirit, this area of space and time, has the intelligence to see all, know all, be all. The difference is the higher vibrational level of spirit comes without judgment, comes without any sort of repercussion. We just see and sift the collectives going to work to magnetically bring you all that is for your highest good or not. It's a bit like a spiritual sorting office, working directly with your guardian angels or your spirit guides. There is a difference. The guardian angel that is with you has always been with you and will never leave you. However, they do have to be invited to help, invited to love, invited to open, invited, asked for, given gratitude for. And indeed, when that occurs, a great spiritual doorway opens, and the two of you, your guardian angel of you and you, which are connected, as we are connected. I am not just one energy floating through this delightful channel and having this amazing experience with you. I am one of many, a collective. The alchemist is not a person. The alchemist is an energy. The name that comes was adopted by, given by the channel, whose name at this point in time is Kevin. The earth name, the label that was chosen by the parents. And okay, it worked well and it serves him well and it's recognizable, it's easy to say, and so it be. But I can assure you that this master, Kevin, has come here with a purpose and is beginning to awaken to what that purpose is. In the depths of solitude, remembering lifetimes and eons ago, as you will, as you are, and those who have been connected before in spirit world are now connected again in the physical. As a collective group of physical or non-physical, the choice was to gather together, to come together, to lift together, live and lift, lighten and brighten, anchor glorious love, happiness, peace among all of you. Even the most humble of human beings, how happy, are joyful, are delightful. They are wanting for no material gain. They are wanting for no big fancy cars. Ah, indeed. Those who were at once in non-physical form, and now in physical form, have a playground of fun. The purchasing of things and the trying on of the clothing and the shopping and the lovely commercial things you get. But at the end of the pathway, when it is time to return and pass the baton on to another group, all of those goods and gifts are gone. passed on, given over. And my message to all of you today is for you to connect with the spiritual, non-physical part of who you are. To begin to seek, sort, and sift where it is in your solitude, whether it's through meditation, that's a fabulous way to start, on your walks, in your visualizations, on your journeys, through the oracle cards, the books, the movies, the media. We ask that you be open to receiving these informational messages. We ask that you be guided on the spiritual level to listen. And we ask that when you hear and when you acknowledge, when you see a penny on the ground, a feather, double numbers, that you acknowledge, oh, there you are. It's a sign. You are never alone, and you can be even greater by welcoming in your spiritual self and allowing your spiritual self to align up in your physical life where your spiritual self has always been, never left. Remove the veil. See your glorious strength, your glorious power. Allow yourself to be counted as an equal with others, as you are. And now it is time for me to leave and say thank you so much for this glorious connection. There is nothing but love and joy and happiness. Until next time.
Bring your hands to prayer at heart center. Just take a few moments for yourself. Honor yourself, honor your benefits, your blessings, all the things about you that is good, glorious, grateful, loving, kind, caring. Lift your thumb knuckles to third eye center and take the energy that you just pulled into your heart and your mind, the messages from spirit, pass them out into the universe as we bow and say namaste. So the love and light in me, that's what namaste means, honors all of you, and you random people that I have met or will never meet. I wish you all the blessings and everything you could possibly wish for. Until next time, bye.